Alright, here we are, starting another game. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. This is a game a lot of fans have been looking forward to. It's been stuck in Japan for the longest time. And now, it has finally been released. And I thought, hey, why not try it out? See how it goes. Let's see what options we have. I just turned the music off. Let's say subtitles. Yeah, you need subtitles. Huh. Yep, this all seems good to go. Yeah, let's get started. So we have the Great Ace Attorney Adventures, the first game, and then the Great Ace Attorney 2, Resolve. Obviously I'm not going to start with the second game, because what am I? A dum-dum? Start new game.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Yeah, it was a pretty important era in Japanese history. Oh, well, that just fucking died. He wasn't really swept away.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Hey, I know that guy. Why are you holding a gun, my dude? It's not good for you. Might make you look bad. Episode 1. The Adventure of the Great Departure. Welcome to the Carnival, I think is what that said. Nice typewriter sounds. 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants, Antechamber 5. By the way, oh yeah, that's like the text history. I see. See. And we can save it anytime. Lovely. Okay, anyway, I know, sorry. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Hello. What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yumai University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. Hey, nice headband. Perpetually flowing in the wind. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has a right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Tisk, technicalities. Look at you, you haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no. I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha 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 ha! There you go again, apologizing with an S. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. You, my university professor, murdered in cold blood by a student. I don't know, that doesn't really seem like something I would do. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Osagi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yuma University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. So how did you guys decide legal stuff before lawyers came to be? My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know! I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud, as your friend, Ryunosuke. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Yeah, I mean, how else would his headband constantly flutter in the wind? I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me, my man. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. And there he go. It was straight after that. And that's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Sure, you can have multiple words even. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about the procedures today as a result. Who is this man? Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once, then. I shall accompany... I don't know if I should do a lame female voice. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. Hi. Ugh, this is awkward. If I may... yes, sorry? You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yumai University. Ah, Professor I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing some of these names, I feel like. Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. Gah. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. Oof, that's a little harsh. A guy screws up one time and you're not even gonna let him study abroad anymore? What? Nani the fuck? Ah, as I suspected. You were unaware of this, as you're probably unaware of many things. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you, so as to spare your sensitive, gentle feelings. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Oh, I don't like that ominous violin coming in. Jesus. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. Gah. But then what should I do? Well, I mean, you're the defendant. Just fucking sit and wait to be called upon, I guess. Naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so... as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. For you see, you have to agree to put your hand in marriage before anything else. I do. But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Oh, well, that's not as fun as marriage. Of course not. Defendant! You little sucker. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Ah, it would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So, allow me to summarize. Kazuma Ozagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Wait, excuse me? Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. Wait, warn about me again? Kazuma Asagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. But he already agreed to be my defense, though, so, what are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? I mean, that's not really a crime, is it? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you, anyway. Wow, fucking rude. Uh-oh. This is it. If this trial goes badly, my ass is grass. Oh, and also Kazuma's dreams. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. And in fact, since Kazuma's here too, You could say it decides our dual destinies. The 22nd November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 5. Oh, 2. Okay, never mind. Never mind me. I'm just a big dum-dum. Also, isn't that how they put the dates in Britain? I thought we were in Japan, but okay. So this is a courtroom. Damn, Ryunosuke, you good? You look a little nervous. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. They don't really have faces, but somehow I can tell that they're judging me. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. Why? A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. I mean, I'm just a random student. It's not like I'm someone important. What? Nani? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. I'm just the defense. I'm the defendant. Oh, I guess we're starting. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. Nice glasses. And hair. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say, I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Well, I mean, what happens if I wait and see? I mean, Kazuma is the lawyer here. I mean, I can't defend myself. I mean, I'm not a defense attorney. If I said, I do, it would be tantamount to lying. See? You get the idea, Ryunosuke. And I've been accused of murder, for goodness sakes. This is no time for lies. Try to stop fidgeting, Ryunosuke. It's distracting. But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very badly for my friend. Dude, fuck him! What about me? I'm not a fucking lawyer. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear.
Yes!
Okay, I guess I'm advocating for myself, for whatever reason. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. Please don't tease me or bully me. I'm soft. You'll be... Oh, what? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now, before the trial. He did what? I'll slice his fucking head off next time I see him. He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you... Oh, Kazuma. I mean, not in the middle of the courtroom. I mean, maybe, afterwards. You think I won't be able to get you off? No! It's not that, really. It's just that, I can get myself off, Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be... Oh my... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being a little childish. I need to collect myself. Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you couldn't get off. Yes, I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Tisk! Professor Macaudaba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defense's desire to get himself off, to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well, ha ha ha. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Objection. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Yeah, totally. Yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. Yeah, that's it. That's me right now. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. Do I even study law? I mean, I guess we're both law students at the same university, so I should know something, but, I realize you're in charge now, but still. Try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. Yeah, why exactly is my case going up to the Supreme Court? Like, there must be something I'm not getting. Bonk. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of the Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. Please don't tease me. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task that you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job, my guy. Well, I mean, you can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes, sir. Please don't hurt me. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Bro, I, the player, do not actually know that. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But, wait. Oh, God. Oh, I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank, huh? You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. There's no button on my controller for that. It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of R1. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult it to that. It's all in there. I just have to press R1 for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. This is a list of evidence you've collected. Now let's try switching to people instead with R1. You'll find the details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press circle to go back. Let's see, you've got Kasuma Usagi, a second year at the Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, and despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. Eugene Mikotaba, a medical school professor at the Imperial Yuma University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Let's see. Takatsuchi Aiuchi, the lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation has brought about. And then John H. Wilson, the victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at Yuma University from the British Empire. Oof, we killed a foreigner. Maybe that's why it's a big deal. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Can I see my evidence real quick? Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Yeah, okay, John H. Wilson, male, British. Time of death, 19th of November, after 2 p.m. No exit wound, fatal hemorrhage, and yeah, okay, cool. And there's my pen. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Oh, no, I didn't mean to hit that. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press triangle to present. Try it now. Hit him with a fat Kazuma Osogi. Yes. Hi, I raised my hand. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be picking a lot of like the dopey answers, at least where I can, cause they're funny. The victim was none other than Kazuma Asagi. Objection! Oh my god, that's your voice? Okay. Oh, then why is that pompous-looking boy with the billowing headband still there, standing next to you? Oops! Oops doesn't do that justice, my guy. Not content with having killed Dr. Wilson, now you're claiming my murder as well. I mean, I guess. I haven't killed anyone! I'm just a dumb person. Please don't hurt me. Then concentrate and actually read the court record before you answer. I must say, you are not instilling the court with much confidence here. Quickly, give him the correct answer before he turns his gavel on you. Find the victim. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, if you're not the victim, then it's gotta be Takatsuchi Aiuchi, right? Yes. The victim was none other than Takatsuchi Aiuchi. Then who's the uptight, bespectacled top-knot standing opposite? Who's a respectable top-knot? Ugh. Sorry, for some reason that just came out, even though I know it's wrong. Perhaps you're unaware that I am a master of the ancient Noe-style sword art. A pathetic little child like you would be sliced to pieces before you even came close to taking my life. I would provoke that proud Edo spirit. He might draw his blade on you. Dude, you're the longsword main. Just protect me, please. I thought courtroom sparring was supposed to be done with words. Okay, yeah, I know, I'm being silly. Oh. Okay, let's try you. I mean, clearly, if it's not you, and it's not you, it's gotta be this dude right here. The victim's name is... Stop. Like, just stop. You're just saying a random name that you come across in the court record, aren't you? I mean, maybe. How did you guess? It's blatantly obvious. From your wide-eyed look of bewilderment. Okay, enough fooling around, guys. Obviously, it's John H. Wilson. Yes! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Tish! Ha ha! I haven't heard people say that before, but okay. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yuma University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. That's kind of a mouthful. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yumi University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? Ugh, but I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has had these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. Aw, man. And I'm the scapegoat. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The spirit of the handler dispossessed him for a minute. Whew. The British Empire? Wow, it's incredible to think. Yeah, thinking it's pretty cool. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, a Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of evidence and select present. Do it now. Take how my university color.
Yes!
The evidence that clearly shows the victim's cause of death is, of course, this. And on what basis do you present this evidence? Well, because it was in the court record, of course. Slow down. Why did you pick that? Isn't there something more relevant looking? Well, now that you say that, I suppose. Pick the wrong piece of evidence again, and it won't be a mystery as to your cause of death. Yikes! He sounds and looks deadly serious. Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present. Okay, yeah. Well, obviously it's the autopsy report.
Yes!
According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's a post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern cork marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. Boy, nice to see that the photographic evidence didn't really progress that much in 100 years. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the courts with the facts of this case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who is there at the scene of the crime where it happened. This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Makotaba? Yes. Clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kasuma Asagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats, my dude. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnaval. Oh. That seems problematic. You got the old, tuberculosis, my guy? You good? Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. I mean, don't you just cough up blood normally? Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It has become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring. I mean, oh my goodness, with these wisecracks, maybe I should be trained to be a stand-up comedian instead of a lawyer. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We had few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. Ba-bang. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Yes, that was me, I guess. Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Attention!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But... the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Inosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today? I'm dying. Please don't mind me. Yes, indubitably, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Inosuke? I mean, I was there, so you think I would know who was there and who wasn't there. That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I mean, unless he's blind. I've been warned about interjecting, but still. What should I do? Interject that motherfucker.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Attention!
Dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. Okay, dude, when you do the fucking anime glasses pointing up, that doesn't help you look less suspicious. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it! dying sounds. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Oh jeez, we got a fucking Picasso over here, don't we? Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my discard, my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. I mean, oh shit, sorry. That was just a drawing that he made. Like, that's not really a fucking conclusive evidence of anything. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. I'm dying. So, okay, I shouldn't just do that. Okay. Jeez, are you good? Are you gonna like die on the stand? The head waiter's... Okay, please stop coughing all over me. So, I T-pose. The court has now heard a precis of the case. Yes. At the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. Really? Because I feel like murder is not something you can look mercifully upon, even if you confess. Like, unless you mean the difference between death penalty and, life in prison. Especially since you made all this brouhaha about being an Englishman and everything. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. Well, if you have sworn witnesses, then doesn't that mean that our unsworn witness guy here is lying? Because he said there wasn't anyone else besides me and the dead guy. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Bro, it's called the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, not the Great Ace Bitch Chronicles, am I right? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Makotoba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. Okay, you can stop staring at me. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? Hey, don't fucking... I'm gonna be like that about it. Jeez. What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Oh, hey, nice bonk. Also, look at my face. I'm like, oh, Christ, man. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll just see how decisive this evidence really is. Man, you got balls, Kasuma. Indeed. Prosecutor Aichi, please continue with proceedings. Tisk, well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Oh, I can be your angel or your devil. Oh, God. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution called its next witnesses. Wait, witnesses? It's in plural? Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Ayasanosa. Reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the effluence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasutai, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio Curikuta, at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself. Okay, I'm gonna confuse this guy in Iuchi's voice. Let's see. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And, not infrequently, converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. Oh, does he have like a like a hard to hear voice? He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that surgeon looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantry... excuse me. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man is as possible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yeah, looks like it. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, if you please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Okay, now we're getting to the formal testimony. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed a vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. Hey, nice knife you got there. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes. All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat, drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. So apparently I didn't notice his body at first. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Oh! So while you were picking up the gun, you heard another gunshot. Huh, so I guess there was more than one gun. Well, if that's the truth, then there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is... Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this...
Yes!
Yes! Declare it, please. Hi, I have a question, a concern. It's really more of a comment than a question, really. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I am, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Oh shit, a defense attorney actually doing what a defense attorney is supposed to do. How wild. Dear me, let me guess. The Hachimeka headband boy next door told me how to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Gulp! Kazuma is so commanding. It's kind of hot, actually. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? Well, you didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yeah, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right. Evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is a dirty, dirty liar, pants on fire. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Oh. Nice baby slap. Alright then. It's all or nothing, I guess. Well, okay, so we made it to the first cross-examination, and that seems as good a point as any to cut this episode short for today. So far, we're kind of, it's still a bit slow going. It's the first case, and, they're introducing everything, but so far I'm digging it. Kazuma seems like a cool dude. Naruto-san, seem a bit hapless, but, yeah. So far, so good. So, until next time,